late. Wasn't really sure if we had to wait for those people to come into the room or not. So there was a bit of a coordination thing going on over there. My name is Latif Hamlani, by the way. I'm the CEO and founder of PartnerAssistant.ai. And this is my co-founder and my life partner, Saba. And before I start, I just want to thank a couple of individuals for helping me with this presentation. One of them is my friend Asher Matthews, who is the CEO and founder of a community called the Partnership Leaders. So if anybody is in the alliances space, channels partnership space, this is a community you really should join. It's worth it. And the second one is a gentleman by the name of Jay McBain, who is the chief analyst at a company called uh, Canalys, which I believe is part of Tech Target now. But anyway, so he has done a lot of research and he's provided me with a lot of good content on channels, partnerships, and alliances. And let's rock and roll. Thanks all for joining. Good to see everybody. Can I get some rough show of hands on, first of all, first question is, who's in the high-tech industry here? Okay, so we've got about 4.5-ish, 4.75. Okay, and what other industries are represented here? Who else? Colleges, universities, manufacturing companies? No? Okay, so you're all high-tech. Can I see a show of hands of who in here has anything to do with the growth of your business in your company? Oh, one, two. Okay, all right. Almost half the audience. Good, good. And the rest, just so I get an idea, what other roles are represented here? Anyone in, I don't know, customer service, or although customer service, in my opinion, is definitely related to revenue growth, but maybe, I don't know, engineering or something else? Anything else? No? Okay, so all high tech, all revenue related. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what this session is about is really how AI is redefining or transforming how software is being distributed. And not really just software, to be honest. I mean, it could be any product or service, for that matter, in the age of agent as a service, right? So we're all familiar with SaaS, software as a service, and now we're entering into this new economy where we're going to have agents everywhere, right? Everyone's talking about agents everywhere. And so agent as a service is what we're going to focus on. But before I jump in, let me just quickly introduce myself. As I said, my name is Latif Hamlani. I've been in the software industry, I guess, way too long. Worked for a number of companies, Oracle, Microsoft, HP, AWS, etc. Been in sales for 10 years. Been in partnerships, channels, and alliances for over 15 years. I'm based right here in the San Francisco Bay Area. In fact, we live in the East Bay. I call it the village of San Ramon because we look out of the window and we see ducks on the lake and cows on the hill. But after many years in partnerships, I realized that I was spending way too much time on the keyboard, in front of the terminal, registering deals, following up on deals that partners had registered with me, scheduling meetings, trying to figure out what was going on with the partner, what were their focus areas, where could I better enable them and educate them to sell our software, to sell the cloud when I was at AWS. And I realized there was an opportunity now in the world of AI to really automate a lot of those workflows. And just take a lot of that tedium, right, out of our workday, and really allow channel and alliances managers and partnership managers to focus on the real value-added creative stuff, right? Like, building relationships with our channel partners and alliances, or hyperscaler, right? Cloud partners. Um, Doing QBRs, right? Planning, right? Having strategy sessions, really trying to understand where they headed, explaining to them where you're headed, what joint solution areas you should be working on, go-to-market challenges and opportunities, etc. And so what I did was I woke up one day and I said, okay, I'm going to quit the corporate world after 37 years, and I'm going to go off and build myself an agent, and we call it Partner Assistant. AI. It is still being developed, so this is a little bit of a sneak preview. But let's go ahead and kind of zoom back out a little bit and really look at the enterprise software market. And please feel free to jump in. We're a small audience here. Feel free to jump in and ask questions. But the software market or the IT market, I should say, is about $5.3 trillion. Okay, and you can see the breakdown here. No surprises that services is the biggest chunk of the pie. A lot of the large technology companies say that, hey, for every dollar of technology that we sell, our services partners pull through $6, $7, $8 of services revenue. So this doesn't really come as a surprise. But then the runner-up is software, which is going from legacy enterprise software to SaaS and now agent as a service. But this gives you a good glimpse of the pie and what's out there. But the important thing is the way software is being sold is not the way it was sold when I worked for Oracle 35 years ago, right? Where we ship licenses and CD-ROMs and little tapes. I remember those little tapes that went into the digital mainframes. And now it's moving to subscription as a service. So you can go to these cloud marketplaces. AWS has one, Salesforce has one, so does Google and Microsoft, and simply try the software before you buy, right? It's so easy to have it installed, so easy to start using it for the most part. There's some software products that are complex and require a little bit of setup, and you need to bring some consultants in to get that set up. But you can see here from this chart where people are when they were interviewed. These are software companies when they were interviewed, where they are in their journey adopting subscription as a service, right? So you can see here, 51% of companies saying that this is a critical channel for us, right? Cloud is a critical channel. And then you've got 49% people saying we're building up our practices, we're preparing our organization to really embrace this new business model, right? And then the third one is sales compensation. That's really important, right? Because if you're selling your software through the cloud marketplace, but your sellers are not incented on selling through the cloud marketplace, then you've got a problem, right? So, got to make sure the compensation is in place. You've got to make sure that the sales model is geared towards that. And the last one is kind of interesting, where you've got so strongly agree. Only 28% right now strongly agree that we're focusing on selling business outcomes, right, and not products. And this is important because I think we'll all agree that that dark green bar towards the end, the last one, from 28%, is going to shoot up pretty fast. Because in the world of agent as a service, you're not just buying software, but you're buying labor along with the software, right? So it's being turned on its head from software as a service to service as software, right? So you'll see that shoot up pretty fast. How many, just a quick show of hands, how many folks here are selling your software through the cloud marketplaces? No one yet? Okay. But just to pivot a little bit now to the next topic is the importance of channel in the software distribution or software demand chain, right? So, 70.1%, very large number of percentage of software sold either to, through, or with the channel, right? That's huge. But what's even more impressive is that we've got 96% partner assist, which means that software may not have been sold, resold through the channel, the cloud, or an SI or a reseller, but this influencer, affiliate, thought leader, what have you, influence the deal, right? So it's 96% partner assist.
Real quickly,
Yep.
there is a problem, not a challenge, I'll
Yep.
call it. There's some new roles,
Mhm.
such as AI engineers,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure who they're buying.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a little bit like the gold rush from 1849, right? Because you've got people who are digging for the gold, and then you've got a bunch of people selling the pickets and the spades and shovels, and so there's a vast amount of technology companies, a lot of startups that are selling kind of at the middle layer platforms, agentic framework platforms. They're taking some open source software they're building on top of it, providing a nice GUI interface for the engineers to be able to speed up their development time for these agents. So that's where the AI, to your question, AI engineers are buying from. And that's a big business. Now it's to be seen how that business metamorphosizes, because if you look at the AI tech stack, you've got the infrastructure at the bottom. A lot of it is cloud for AI. Then above it is, you've got the large language models, and then you've got a bunch of proprietary tools and open source tools that are used to build agentic frameworks, right? That are being used to build agents and the applications. And then at the top of the pyramid, you've got folks like us that are building an application that addresses a very specific niche, right, in the industry. So it's going to be interesting to see how the large players, which are at the bottom infrastructure, are going to move up that stack, right? That's to be seen. But Satya Nadella, right? So we're says we're expecting a $6.5 trillion opportunity for just for their ecosystem, right? Which is really astounding. So let's now move towards challenges, right? So you're a software company. What are some of the challenges you're facing? And I'd love to hear from you. If some of these resonate. But there is clearly a very, very rapidly growing ecosystem, right? There's a number of plethora of players from ISVs to SIs to affiliates and you know, SaaS companies and MSPs, right? These managed service providers, and it's a vast ecosystem, and it's growing extremely fast in the age of AI. But the green stuff in the middle are the technology companies. These are the folks building the software or building the hardware for a variety of industries. And then in the blue, on the left and on the right, is this ecosystem of experts, professionals who influence the buying decision. Um, and what's going to be really interesting, I think, moving forward, is you're going to see this green bubble here. So you've got the ISV SaaS, which is moving to agent as a service. Bubble. This bubble is going to grow pretty fast, right? In fact, it's going to grow rapidly. And we were talking about services software is going to consume uh, some of this economy, is going to consume some of that economy, right? So it's going to be a really interesting place to watch and see how this um, whole agentic economy, how it evolves. So if you look at partners and the value that they add to the customer's buying journey, this was a poll again done by Canales and Jay McBain and team, and they polled a bunch of folks, customers, right, of enterprise software, and they said, "Hey, how many of you are using partners for advisory services?" Okay, it's 56%. How many are using partners to build your solutions? How many of you are using partners after the solution's been deployed to manage and operate your software, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see some pretty impressive numbers there, right? And a lot of customers are using many of these services, but it's that full life cycle, right? From getting advice to designing the solution to procuring it, building it, helping the customers adopt, use it, manage it, etc. So the question then becomes, how can AI, address this complexity? This is really complex, right? I mean, if you look at the demand chain, from the point at which the software is built to the point at which the software is being consumed, you've got a number of players in the middle, right? You've got, if you're a software company, you've got technology partners, you have systems integrators, global and regional system integrators, you've got managed service providers, you've got cybersecurity firms, and your job is to create these very compelling solutions that are secure, state of the art, that address the customer's business needs, and have those solutions delivered to the customer, right, as opposed to point products. So it's a very complex, it's a very, very complex ecosystem. And as my friend Jay McBain says, if you look at the customer buying journey, you've got the uh, I don't remember now, 20 something steps, right, in the buying journey. You've got 7 layers in your technology stack, and you have anywhere on the average of 7 partners that are working together to deliver the solutions you're looking for. So it's a very hairy 3-dimensional matrix, and depending on where you are as a seller in that journey, coordinating and orchestrating, going from that to the next step in the customer's buying journey with this ecosystem becomes very complex. But the good news is that agentic AI can address these challenges, right? So, but it's, and I'm sure you'll recognize all of this, right? Because you're all responsible in some way or the other for the growth of your business. There's a vast amounts of data out there, not just structured data, but unstructured data. It's not all in your CRM. There's stuff out there in Zoom calls and meeting notes and websites and news bulletins and blog posts. And so how do you manage all this information to really optimize your channel? How do you connect all this data? How do you get the insight that you need to really figure out, hey, for this specific account or opportunity, I really ought to be working with that channel partner. And by the way, that channel partner requires a little bit more training in this space because this is a new product and a new technology that we've just introduced. And so what these partner assistants are going to do is they're going to help a variety of personas, right? I mean, this is just a couple of persona. One of them is a partner manager. So I'm working for a software company, and I'm a channel manager or a partner manager, and we decide that we're going to add 10 new enterprise accounts to our target accounts this year. The company does. And it's my job to figure out, who are the ideal partners that are going to bring me into that account, right? Based on their relationships, based on their skills, etc. So that could be And that is a frequently asked question. And unfortunately, in this day and age, that's being done with a lot of manual investigation and research and phone calls and emails. The same time, on the right side of the screen, you've got the account manager, right? So you've got the salesperson saying, okay, I've just joined this company and they've given me a list of 10 accounts and I know 3 of them really well. But geez, these other 7 companies, I have no idea. Who the stakeholders are, who's the economic buyer, who is the end customer, and maybe there's some partners out there, right, in our ecosystem that have a good relationship that can bring me into some of these accounts, right? So these are the kind of questions that are extremely difficult to answer today with some of the legacy CRMs and even PRMs, the partner relationship manager systems that we have. So, benefits. Benefits are stunning in terms of getting faster insights, in terms of saving time, and in terms of saving costs, in terms of increasing your revenue through the channel, etc. So what I want to do is, I know we've only got Sabah 5 minutes left, so I'm just going to do a really quick demo. And this is just a wireframe. This isn't really even a demo. It's just a wireframe to show, because we're still working on our product, but just to kind of help you conceptualize some of the workflows that we're automating. So let's say let's pick a workflow here. Let's say, well, first of all, let's go back to the dashboard. Now, this is not something that you will see in the final product, because the final product will know who you are, right? Are you the VP of sales? Are you the VP of channels and partnerships, right? Are you the salesperson, right? Or are you the partner manager, right, at the software company? So, but it's a wireframe, so let's go ahead and assume we are an account manager, and we've just joined the company, and we want some help. We've got a few customers that are starting to look like they're not using our software. They're not upgrading to the most recent features. We see the user numbers, it's 10, 15, and it's not really going up. What's going on here, right? Is the competition knocking on the door? What's up? So I would click on that, and I would basically say, hey, partner assistant, which partners can help me with these accounts which are at risk, right? Clearly, because usage is going down or sideways or whatever. And so partner assistant comes back and says, sure, I'll help you with that, right? Let me get all the information and analyze all the data. And what it comes up with here is, it says, I'll help you identify certain partners that can actually assist you with these customers that are at risk, right? Because of their relationships and their knowledge and deals that they've closed in the past. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to analyze that, and you're going to analyze this account, and the agent says that you've got a customer here, Acme Corp, that's at high risk of churn. Gives you some information about the renewal date, the annual contract value, and then it explains some of the risk factors. So why is this customer in red, right? Limited product adoption. Maybe some of your friends in the company have left, right? And they're not buying so much anymore. Perhaps there's competitive pressure. Your competitor is knocking on the door, right? Or there was a lot of technical issues, support calls that were logged, right? That need to be addressed. They're not happy. There's a customer satisfaction issue. So you would say, hey, thank you for the insights. Clearly there's some work that needs to be done, and so partner assistant, help me out here, right? I mean, who are some of the partners out there that really know this account, that understand our technologies, that have closed deals in this space, that could help me, right? So it's now going to throw up a list of partners, and it gives you the traffic lights on their relationship strength with the customers. Tells you, how many joint deals, right? Software company and this specific partner, how many deals have we closed in the past? Who's the contact there? When was the last deal that we closed with them? What was the date? And we'll give you even a brief analysis of why the assistant, the agent, has pulled up these partners, right? What's the explainability, right, in AI, which is what a lot of people are talking about, right? You go and you chat with the AI, and it'll give you a bunch of answers, but oftentimes you don't know why, right? So we're making sure that explainability it really is at the top of our list as we build this product. And so it tells you exactly why these partners have been selected or are being suggested. And then again, just kind of expanding on the recommendation here, if we pick the partner tech consult partners, for instance, it gives you a complete explanation of why this partner was recommended. They have strong relationships in the account. They understand their technical environment, and will even give you, if the model is trained with the right data over time, and this is not going to happen on day one, but that you will have a 92%, that they've had a 92% success rate in similar scenarios, right, elsewhere. And gives you a bunch of other information, gives you key contacts there at that channel partner. It gives you some recommendations on the next steps on what you can do with that channel partner to move this deal forward and to get the customer back on track, right? That could be having a joint technical review with your channel partner, or having maybe an executive alignment workshop. Maybe our rebates are not competitive, right? Maybe there's some technical issues. Maybe we're not enabling them, right, on these products. It could be a variety of reasons. And here are the steps, right? So the agent says, "Can I connect you to Sarah Johnson?" And if you say yes, voila, goes off, sets up a meeting in your calendar, her calendar. Before the meeting, we'll help you prepare a joint retention strategy document before and during. Here are the steps we need to take to turn this customer around. And let's have a three-way meeting. Let's just jump on the call. My company, software company, the partner, which is Tech Consult, and Acme, which is the customer. Let's all jump on a call. Assistant, can you go off and book a meeting for us, right? So you can see now, and this is just one of the workflows. We have a lot of workflows, but I guess we're running out of time, right, Sabha? And so I'm just going to wind up and leave you with the following call to action. We are seeking design partners to co-develop this agent with us. We're a very, very customer-obsessed startup, and we want to get as much input and feedback early on in the build process as we can. And if you want to bring out your cameras real quick, that is our QR code, which will take you to our website, partnerassistant.ai, and you can schedule a chat, schedule a demo, or whatever makes sense. Even if you just want to have a chat and tell us about where you are in your journey with your partner programs, what technologies you're using, and just have a chat about how this technology can help you. Thank you. Any questions?